Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Yusuf Lokman bin Izamuddin. My student ID 20203020097 and I'm from IC 1103AB and this is my oral commentary movie review.
Who are we? If we can't protect them, we have to protect them.
So that's the trailer for the movie that I'm gonna review, which is A Quiet Place. A Quiet Place is a 2018 American horror film directed by John Krasinski and written by Brian Woods, Scott Beck and Krasinski from a story conceived by Woods and Beck. The movie is about a family who has to struggle to survive in a town with the scary creature that will attack them when they hear the sound. They have to live a life without making any voices or else the creature will eat them. Now we go to the settings and genre. This movie genre is horror and the setting is filmed in a few towns of the state of New York in Herkimer, Dutchess and Ulster counties. All of the movies take place in a beautiful 19th century house. The tagline of this movie is if they hear you, they hunt you. And the duration of this movie is 90 minutes. The producer is Michael Bay, Andrew Form and Brad Fuller and the rating is 7.5 out of 10 from IMDb and 96% from Rotten Tomatoes. Okay, we continue to overview plot. Introduction. One day, a bored family went out to get their home supplies in a deserted town. The family communicates in a sign language just to prevent the family from making any sounds, and also Regan, the daughter, is deaf. Bo, the youngest family member, grabs a rocket while they getting the supplies at the store, but the father took back the toy and the batteries out of the toy from Bo. Regan gives back to Bo the toy and the batteries that Lee takes from him, and suddenly Bo puts on the batteries in the toy and turns it on. The toy makes such a noise, his father Lee runs quickly to grab his son, but out of sudden the horror creature comes out of nowhere and snatched the boy, killing him. Rising action. 1 year later, Regan was still devastated and dealing with her feeling. She felt guilty for being the cause of her brother's death. Evelyn, the mother, was already at the labor date. Lee still tried his best to make contacts to the outside world using a radio. After a while, Lee takes his son Marcus to the nearby waterfall to teach him how to fish. At that time, Regan sneaks out to visit her little brother's memorial. At the waterfall, Lee said to his son, "It is safe to talk when it has a louder background noise to cover up their voices." And then Marcus tells him that Regan was sad for Bo's death and needs Lee to tell her that he still loves her. Conflict. While Evelyn is alone at the house, Evelyn goes to the basement to get into labor. While making her way to labor, she accidentally steps on a nail with her bare foot and drops a glass picture frame, making a few noises. Evelyn holds her breath and endure her extreme pain quietly to prevent from making any noise. She carefully makes her step and flips a switch that changes the whole house lights to red as a signal to everyone. After doing all of that, she slowly went to the bathtub and struggles to remain silent during her contractions. Lee and Marcus went back from waterfall and came back to their house. Arriving at the farm and seeing the light, Lee instructs Marcus to set off fireworks as a diversion. Climax. Regan and Marcus take refuge atop a grain silo and light a fire to signal their father. However, they run out of lighter fluid and fire dies before attracting Lee's attention. A hatch door suddenly gives way and Marcus falls into the silo. The falling door distracts the creature that was stalking Evelyn and it instead targets Marcus and Regan. Regan, who jump in after Marcus, sinks into the corn and nearly suffocates, but Marcus saves her. Regan's cochlear implant reacts to the proximity of the creature by emitting a high-frequency sound that repels it. The children escape the silo and find their father. Ending. The creature returns, attacking and wounding Lee, while Marcus and Regan hide in a pickup truck. Marcus shouts, attracting the creature away from his father to the truck. Lee signs to Regan that he loves her and always has before yelling to draw the creature to him. The creature then attacks and kills Lee. Regan and Marcus roll the truck down the hill to escape and reunite with Evelyn and the baby at the farmhouse. The four retreat to the basement. When the creature returns, Regan, who realized that the sound made by implant distressed the creature, switched the device back on and placed it on a nearby microphone, amplifying the feedback. Painfully disoriented, the creature exposed the flesh beneath its armor head, allowing Evelyn to fatally shoot it with a shotgun. The family views a CCTV monitor showing two creatures attracted by the noise of the shotgun blast approaching the house. While their newly acquired knowledge of the creature's weakness, Evelyn reloads. Now we're going to talk about the characters. The main characters in this movie is Evelyn and Lee Abbott, the husband and wife. Emily Blunt as Evelyn Abbott is married to Lee Abbott and they have 4 children, Regan, Marcus, Bo, and also an unnamed infant. Evelyn's primary obstacle are the physical challenges of pregnancy and preparing for the harsh reality of raising a child in a world where survival requires silence. John Krasinski as Lee Abbott is an engineer who is Evelyn's husband and father of Regan, Marcus, Bo, and newborn baby Abbott. Lee is a survivalist focused on getting his family through each day. Noah Jupe as Marcus is the 12-year-old son of Evelyn and Lee Abbott and is closest to his older sister Regan. Millicent Simmons as Regan is a 17-year-old girl. She's described as loving art and machines and has a confident, outgoing personality. Regan is deaf and using American Sign Language, ASL, to communicate with her family. Kate Woodward as Bo Abbott. He was the 4-year-old son of Evelyn and Lee Abbott, that was killed by the Death Angels after activating the space shuttle toys. Death Angel. The Death Angel, often referred to the simply as the creatures by survivors, are a race of extraterrestrial creatures who serve as the primary antagonists. They arrive on Earth referred to as an invasion by humans inside a meteorite and emerge to begin their slaughter. Now we go to the memorable scene. This is my memorable scene in this movie. So that is my memorable scene. In this memorable scene, we can see that Evelyn is struggling to make a contraction silently, but the creatures are starting to get closer. But Lee and Marcus succeed to distract the creatures from attacking Evelyn without they both knowing that Evelyn is getting birth in a bathtub. What they concern is Evelyn's safety. Lee relieves to see that Evelyn is safe, and he is happy when he found out that he has a new infant and they both safe. Now the moral value. The moral value that I get from this movie is we have to forgive ourselves and move forward. Maybe your loved ones already done so. We can see that how Regan continuously blaming herself for Bo's death, and she really cannot forgive herself for the cause. But what she did not realize is all the family members never blaming her for what she did. Her father said he loves her so much, and that is the value that I get from this movie. Finally, overall opinion. For the overall opinion, I give this movie 10 out of 10 because I love to watch horror movie. And also the storyline is also perfect. It has thrilling moments, nerve-wracking moments, family moments, and many more. This movie provides so many action, yet they present us without using so many dialogues, and that makes the movie gives a big impact to the viewer. What I can say is the movie is worth the time to watch. So that's all from me. That is my movie review about Quiet Place. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.